am no longer tangled. How about I put the game up onto my actual screen and not just look at the preview on the OBS? Like a clever person. But hey! Happy Saturday, everyone. I think. What's today? It's the 21st of June. Happy Saturday, Mithrim Wolf. Mithrim, how you going? How's your evening? Weekend even? Doing good, that's great. I had an alright day myself. Very uneventful and boring, yeah. I mean, I helped my mom with a couple errands today. Errands, just household chores, laundry. And then I started working on some art. And I'm also readjusting to the fact that the house was devoid of soda for a couple days. And now I have soda again. Alright, nice. What art am I doing? I can actually show you with my handy-dandy picture-in-picture. Because I just have it open as we speak. Where is it? There he is. My heavy metal boyfriend. Yes. It has been I'm doing... Because I'm using vector lines, and I haven't done that in probably literally years. So it's like getting used to using vector lines again. But anyway... The Unbreakable Speckled Band. I forgot that part of the title was the fact that the Speckled Band was unbreakable. But yeah, let's start the chapter, episode even.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
A sneak. Hello, Mexon, how you doing? Just give me 1 second, I gotta get my fresh can of soda. Of softer drink. Of softest drink. Where did I keep it?
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me.
What? I dropped my
The
controller!
cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
Da! No one must touch
Heavy?
before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
Ah, quick episode.
Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
I forgot Hosonaga was also in this one. But anyway, now that we're not in the middle of an animated cutscene. Resting after gym work from yesterday, Mexon. Ah, yeah, gym takes a bit out of you. Ah, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait. I can't move! Ah! What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now, Oh. Oops, this is one of the Russian sailors. I'll do my best. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. We're in this spot again. It just keeps happening. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then? We found you, and now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, huh? Sorry? Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. We're being framed. I think so. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Hey yo, Quimsby, how you doing? Good morning. Isn't that... Oh, it's Susato. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato? Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Heh! You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. R.I.P. Kazuma, indeed. We're not even 15 minutes into stream. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Kazuma was great. He was our boy who offered to help us get off. He offered to help get us off. Now we need someone else. I mean, you're right. Answer me, please. He's the dad? Kazuma's the father? Oh no! No. No! Kazuma! It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get into trouble? Oh, what a segue after... Maybe Herlock can help us. Well, is Herlock in the room with us? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? Kazuma is dead, yes, apparently. Mech-san, how you doing? Yeah, we just opened up the episode and that's the first thing. Poor Ryunosuke has been handcuffed and accused of his best friend's murder. It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. Allegedly, what if he's just in a real deep sleep? What if, right? What if? If only. That'd never happen. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor? Who confirmed the death? What if they just skipped it? Good question. I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Wow, Kazuma! Kazuma, just because you're the top. It turns out Kazuma took that one drug that puts you into a miniature sleep with the lowered vitals. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Could you imagine? Like that'd ever happen, right? Where would a university graduate get that kind of drug? Anyway, well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. Britain, even. Gotta get the accent right. Though it probably depends on the street. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Oh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotaba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. He has a point. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. How about one that says do not disturb? Do you think that would work? We've only been at sea for about 15 days. Oh, give it up for day 15, I guess. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. Oh my god. Begone! What? Can't believe this. It's 1899. You shouldn't be here. We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Do not make much trouble for yourself. Murderer? No, I'm not a murderer. Nah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. What? No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but... murdering my best friend? You got to be shitting me! No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. She's gonna snap me like a twig. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me! The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So, presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then? That's true, yes. About the incident. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please! Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... he would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe, somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. You're not the one being accused of your best friend's murder. Have you thought of that? Now I've told you everything that I know. So, it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, all right. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Jeez. He should get that checked out, just in case he's concussed. Stowaway! Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you. But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself? Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. I figured I'd just go into artistry. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the centre of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... Then what? Ah, nothing. Forget it. Huh? Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. Ugh. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You cannot leave. I cannot allow that to happen. Suspected perpetrator. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free. Guilty until proven innocent, it's true. No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hey, yeah! Oh! Ah! My spine! Ah, my spleen! What the? That was a Susato takedown. Goddamn is right. Susato what? What martial art form is that? Ah, my head hurts even more. I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? Yes. Your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. So I heard. I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Well, from what I've seen of the crime scene, I could already see a huge contradiction. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. The paper seal? I can look at it, actually. This is the paper seal I read for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. But I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Yeah, it says akeru na, which does mean do not open. You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have any of that with us. So I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as I possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any. Yes.
Yes!
Yes! Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Oh, thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? My back really hurts after that. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? Oh, absolutely not. I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Conjuring tricks, those things that I totally have. Anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here, examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. We can talk with Thingy, however. Ah! What do we got around here? Well, let's look at where the body was found. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he roasted this message. Yeah, he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner. Aibo. But I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's Russian. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? And if I remember rightly, it says garderobe, which means wardrobe. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I do get my moments of tunnel vision. My many, many moments of tunnel vision. I'm sure you're careful to look all around using the buttons, aren't you? The what? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Spilt ink in a trunk. That is a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on aboard inside that case. Ah, yes, I see this says "this way up" in Japanese. Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read it. You know, this flows from the previous sentence fine, but out of context, this just sounds really bad. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. And that's why we now use symbols for this way up. Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Desk. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. Wherever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means... what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! I'm never prepared. That is out of the question. Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. Yeah, Ryu. God forbid. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? A funky set of shelf here. Funky set of shelf. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. I am Neptune, king of the sea! Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything was mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt that. Then perhaps... It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? So kana. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. No! You don't touch a crime scene! Goodness gracious. Karuma! That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana was his soul. Is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Bone! That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. I'm impressed it's still in one piece, honestly. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. No! Does that mean... Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. God damn it. The table? There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then, perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama? No! Please, let's not jump to conclusions. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Are we sure about that? Are you sure about that, Ryunosuke? Are you just telling yourself that? Yes. His calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. Yet you... Can you really look at those characters without feeling shame? Knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Me looking at my fictional men. Of course I can! I mean, I am innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship. Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. Sign. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Oh, that was a sharp squeak I made just then. Before I speak to old mate, let's look at the wardrobe.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No.
Sadly not. Bed? Nope. Cool thing? This is... Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Yeah, nowadays, it just takes so little effort to conjure Mage Hand. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes? In the interest of cultural research, obviously!
Ring-a-ding!
I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all.
An event?
I like that just for one brief moment, Susato wasn't on Ryu's case.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray do not find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's it. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. No, he's upside down, Ryunosuke. He's clearly Australian.
How did he?
You've noticed the man too, have you? I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall. Now hold on, all my favorite men are tall. Good evening, Nobi, how you doing?
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all.
How you doing, Nomi?
He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. I'll get you his autograph.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, If you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
The what? All right then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
All right. Gotta get him in my sights. Hold on. I'll aim for the head. Excuse me? Excuse me! Do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation.
Maybe I should leave him.
Whoops, I thought that was Susato. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Ah! Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. What exactly were you doing on customer's desk just now? I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you say? Feels like he's looking right through me. He can see my décolleté. Oh yes, everything's clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that? Perhaps. It was really a most elementary deduction. Hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
Ah, but of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
The what?
And when the beriband occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Do I look like...
Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? What, like, tied to his belt? Just trailing behind him? I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. You are the... It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. You are the assassin. What? And you're plotting a revolution too? With Russia? It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No! Listen, there's no way...
Hiya!
Ah!
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. But was I not right? You were not right! Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not?
Well, yes, maybe.
Haha, there you have it, you see? What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it a deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, and observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. Oh! I don't think you introduced yourself. My apologies. How remiss of me. I'm none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. And other. Men, women, and other. The inimitable Sherlock Sholmes. There he is.
So it's really you, the actual Sherlock Sholmes.
The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Sholmes. Real? Not clickbait?
Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on, then?
We must ask him what he's deduced. We will. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
It's only been an hour. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Oh, let's speak with him. Great detective. In quotes. So you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? I love that. No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh yes, Rance Magazine. Full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward.
Backward.
Also, how did you read my mind like that? I can read text boxes backwards. Impressed? My trusty biographer records my greatest detective achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, at this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. I love his animations, though. They're fun. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science.
Really. The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. You hear that? A plane is going overhead.
Sheesh. It's a heavy-sounding one.
The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can he look me in the eye and claim that?
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. And fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Cosmo's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
Yes.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes. Luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Whoa! Whoa!
Actually, give me a moment, I'll be back. I just want to get myself a nice drink of something. A nice drink. That isn't soda.
1 second. Yippity-bitty-whoop.
Alright. I am back. And to my delight, there was a bottle of Moscato that had just enough for one drink. One standard drink, that is. Alright, back to this. 2 facts.
Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning?
Thank you.
Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. But what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What makes you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor.
It's Russian.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced garderobe? Something like that? That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian, was he? Russian to his death, apparently. Ayo!
That was terrible. Awful. I'm gonna take a sip. I haven't even had a sip of my drink yet. Initially, I considered Garderobe may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly.
Quite so! I found you! The renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too?
Russian to your doom!
Still the same bad joke. I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea!
And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, thank you.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you?
You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Welcome back, Nexon. Where'd you go?
Oh, I can't read that, actually.
Oh, I did some work. Fair enough.
Certainly, if it interests you. Trench type of work.
Trench. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before the things you concluded about me, I mean?
The now famously accurate traveling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss.
You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and the assassin of 16 part. Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The Russian part meant certainly. I figured. I can't read, Cyrillic is the thing. I don't know how. Or, like, very barely. Like, I just know from deduction that says wardrobe, or garderobe. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Yeah, I just wanted to know how it read, honestly, more than what it meant. Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Shantz has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. The one who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik.
No, no, no! How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. You know whose face that looks like? Aokiji Kuzan. The blue guy from One Piece, the ice guy. Konishino. Ah, okay. That's how you say certainty? Gotcha.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Koneshno? Koneshno? Is that it? Koneshno? Please.
And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Close enough? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Yeah, what was all that about?
Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article.
What?
The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he's plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Afghanistan? Not Russian, but took some basics back in the day, so I barely understood it in a way. Like watching English YouTube when you barely understand English. Oh yeah. It's like watching, it's like when you're learning Japanese and you watch Japanese anime or movies without the subtitles on, I guess.
Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Nerd. Listen, I do not deny the claim.
Or even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place.
Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thank you.
I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
The article about the revolutionary entered into the court record.
And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
On the back.
Cast your eye over it sometime, if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two?
Just don't open up to page 3 and you're fine.
Let's have a look at it. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. A pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance.
Shams is very handsome in 2D.
The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, "Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai."
Yes, you told us that before.
It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never lives to tell the tale. Never lived to tell the tale. Oops, I got my plurals mixed up.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he?
And the solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off.
I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Shams.
Incidentally, that is... I probably would have said something to that effect myself.
A lady! This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I.
But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ain't that Iris/Dahlia?
No. It's a bit early for that.
I'm glad you've noticed this article.
Ah!
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Shams.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Oh, I love that. Excellent reference.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Pavlova? Hard to remember?
It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. But I'm quite sure.
Pavlova is just Pauline in Russian version. Oh yeah.
It must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? Or there.
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. Oh, man.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, that's just... That is one of the statements you've made, Naruhodo.
Now, can we actually... Sometimes they have a flapper thing that tells you can open it, but I guess not. Ah, they split it. I forgot that happened. Alright, what were you just investigating, sir? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim.
Yes, we looked at it earlier.
We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. This ain't Resident Evil to inspect items. Yet true. You're right, it's not.
London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people.
Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you've read it already?
It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes. Believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese.
Oh, I see.
Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is.
Susato-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san? What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair.
She's his #1 fan. She's not gonna give him a Susato takedown. Unless he asked, probably.
Anyway, to return to the matter at hand. Zuruyo. Namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray, be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. I said a smattering. Dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Yes. I know most of those words, I'm pretty sure. The only one I'm not sure on is the last one, nado nado. Hold on, I'll get my handy-dandy jisho.org. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none.
So what was all that showing off about before, then? He was just being a show cockerel.
If I can press. Oh, okay. Nado nado. Nado nado literally means etc. And so on and so forth.
Sholmes, you look so silly. Doesn't he? He is silly. If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
Much obliged, my dear madam. After she warned Ryunosuke not to read it earlier.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound, you say? Hold on.
Like that? Like that? Like that kind of faint whistling?
A whistling sound. These are very deep waters. Pray go on.
Yeah, I have a little ceramic ocarina. It is very cute because it has a little picture of a hand-painted picture of a butterfly on it. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Speckled band? A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? What could it mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
If it's old, you could call it an ocarina of time.
Whoa, whoa! I don't think it's terribly old, actually. It's like...
I'm pretty sure it's like modern made.
But I got it down... What's the name of that town again? Ballarat. When my family and I were down there last year. Because there's a huge, they got a huge, knick-knack shop there in Ballarat. It's amazing. I could have spent all day there, but we couldn't because we were there to visit the heritage village that's there.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Yes, the adjoining cabin.
So, I believe I've given you enough to consider, for the time being, at least.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still for too long, the sea sickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation.
Dude, that's just ADHD.
I should know. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you?
Nuh-uh? What do you mean, nuh-uh? No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrists should reveal the answer.
Oh, these.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point trying to turn it into a question.
You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Oh, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before?
Some great detective you are.
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Oh, now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for?
Huh?
We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hey, ya! Ah! After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
Well, I think you were the one who rolled me over in this case. As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we?
Yes. Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for the chance to slip next door. Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. We have a couple things I missed.
This little piece of thing here.
What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two.
It's a bell.
Or half of it.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? You never know.
And the mark beside it, what is it? What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Strange. And we have a man standing here that we just did not interact with at all. Excuse me? What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor? Would you mind if I investigated a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking prison guard to help him escape? Very funny. We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. Niet. You'll stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay. Oh, all right. There's no point trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. He's very steadfast, isn't he? We have a broken lock on the door.
When I went for help and the crewmen forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed.
Ah, it's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There'll be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Almost like she's thrown me on my back several times already. Oh, look over there. A second crewman.
The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he?
Where was he? Was he just under the table? That's what I thought.
Why don't we try talking to him?
Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. But I suppose I could try. But he looks very familiar, doesn't he, chap? Is that?
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Yeah!
I recognize that face. But it can't be.
It's him!
It is!
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Sir, now is not the time to be flirting with me. Oh, wait, no. You're talking to Ryunosuke. Sorry, my mistake.
Nearly stopped? Nearly stopped, I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship.
Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
It takes me everywhere. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation.
Yeah. What can we present to him?
This is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe doors this morning, isn't it? That's right, to try to stop the cabin steward from opening it up and discovering me. Wouldn't it have been better to write it in English if you didn't know Russian? Maybe, but orphaned paper amulets like this are a part of our culture, Inspector. As you know. And I thought if I made it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to look inside. It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it? Have you seen this photograph yet, Inspector?
Oh dear, are you alright, Inspector?
Yes, sorry, I'm fine. I was hoping to hide my upset with a fit of coughing and spattering. I'm usually very good at it. Cholera? I don't think so. I thought it might have been something like tuberculosis, but I looked it up. Apparently, he has a wheat allergy. Or like a... Not wheat specific, but buckwheat, rather. But he doesn't realize he has, I think. Which is rough. But trying to stifle my feelings seems to have stifled my cough this time.
It's all so sad.
Osogi-san was such a promising young man. The Empire had such high hopes for him.
Why do you look strange as you say that? What do you mean, the Empire?
I had such high hopes for him, even though I'm just a detective. We're all going to miss you, Kazuma.
Do you know about this revolutionary? Can I show you this newspaper, Inspector?
I'm sorry, but I can't read Russian very well. Oh, no, that's alright. I know what it says. So you just wanted to point out your university-level linguistic talents, is that it?
Sorry?
Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say?
Sorry? Forget I mentioned it. Well, he didn't care about that.
What's that? Ooh, that's important. It's Kazuma's diary. What, and you read it?
Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange? In what way?
He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? That is strange.
Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is...
Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin.
That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was.
Alright then.
Ah,
I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Osogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last.
Select what?
Move? Alright, let's see what we can find out. I'll just put one foot in front of the other. And then again. First class passageway on the SS Buria. We must get out of this cabin. It's 7:48 a.m. 9th of January. Mousetrap! Oh, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation? Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation and steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he's sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs.
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Well, yes, I know, but the thing is... I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Please don't give me that pitying look.
Let's have a look around. Ship section. That'll be useful, I think.
Looks like a plan of the SS Burya. It shows each deck, look.
The Burya is a large-scale steamship with triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering!
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but... how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean?
Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is?
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan.
Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Uh-huh. Well, I suppose so. That's not how that works.
We got vinyl records. They got Dark Side of the Moon in there.
That's a huge book on top of the table there, and a pen next to it.
Yes, that looks like the ship's log.
Shall we have a look at... Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
Ah. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment.
I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even for a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably that means there was nothing to report?
I don't think so.
Door?
That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway.
Well, let's talk to this burly seaman with his navel out.
The one he sounded just like the Heavy in the cutscene earlier. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start, was it?
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but Could I perhaps ask something of you?
Yo, little third-class lady's maid?
Oh,
We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susuto-san. I am not sailor. My mother give me name. I am senior crewman beef stroganoff. Oh, best thing is to just avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area? Here we are in finest part of Buria steamship, for very important persons.
what sort of very important persons?
Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place.
Gosh, that's amazing.
But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but Stroganov is not animal.
Thank you. If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Sogi's currently occupied?
Da!
Susato-san, did you understand that? It sounded like "duh." I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no. One of those. You got a 50% chance, I think. Genius.
It is not permitted to visit other cabin-inns without invitation.
Ah! Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Well, let's talk about last night. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff?
Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is sad about student boy.
Were you on watch last night as well?
Of course.
And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual?
Niet!
Susato-san, did you understand that? It was clearly a no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all.
And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way?
I said no!
Sorry! I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. True. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Sogi's?
His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman.
A Western gentleman?
Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy.
How can you be so sure about that?
Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands.
That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard?
That is not your business.
Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there was anyone there. Well, presumably since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, He must be rather important, is that right?
That is not your business. All right. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, all right. Right. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or, as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. But what an evocative picture that paints.
Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely.
Alright, but if we... Well, we touched the door already. Ah yes, the mousetrap. With a big wad of cheese. A trap for catching mice.
Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait.
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what's called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Cheese?
I wonder what that tastes like. It tastes like cheese. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But...
Oh, I suppose you're right.
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Let's see, we have an alarm. Bell. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to see.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it!
But this is an emergency situation.
Just look at these handcuffs! You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
Oh, I wish everything would just stop. This ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Yeah.
Well said.
This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery.
Let's ask.
Ding dong, bing bong.
No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our enquiries.
How annoying.
Ah! What was that?
It came from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
Stand aside! I'm about to break the door down.
Mr. Sholmes!
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to be thinking about stress relief. He's got the fidgets. Ah! Scissors! Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? Get out, all of you! Now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe? Yes, that's me, and you are? I'm the one and only, the actual Sherlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No? I'm a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? Huh? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe. Well, there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So, might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid! How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk? Don't look at me. It moved! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes! The case just shook. Well, hold on, I gotta get my lamp in order. Oh my goodness. Put my green over there. There we go. That should do it. Leave now, otherwise I will call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Hee hee hee. Alright, need to have a look around. Sholmes, what are you doing? Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service. Oh! And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on, for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylotz, is clearly trying to hide something. And you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret?
No.
Why? The truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
Oh yes, please.
We're about to end a man's whole career. Yeah! Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case.
New game mechanic.
Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? From time to time it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness? Or Russian on account of his dubiousness?
Sir, you can't just say that. I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you. Or anyone. Yes. That's right. And Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
Shh! I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? I'm glad I did not misspeak that. So glad. Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. Eh? There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylotz, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you're about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? And number two, the other conclusion I've drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quavers with nervous tension, as you realize you've just been discovered. Does it not? Ah!
Naruhodo-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction?
That was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes.
Are you sure about that, Susato? We've seen him make a mistake earlier tonight.
In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What?
What ineffable twaddle! Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Roylott's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How? How could you? How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So I do cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. plainly. Let us work through my deductions together.
The great deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Old man's identity.
So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Werlot. Obviously, what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away that copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Werlot? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front page article. Which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Werlot. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Revolutionary on the run?
Wrongdoing.
Now, as for my second conclusion, you are at this very moment on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there. Oh yes, Mr. Werlot. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that travelling case. What? It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the travelling case? Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your travelling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova.
Kidnapping of a young ballerina?
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Elementsky. Susato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Rurlot does look more like this man than you do.
That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman.
Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case. Even if you push really hard. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady's 15. No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case.
That's not the point, Susato. Some years ago I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain aliveness in their bodies.
What? Vinegar?
For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case.
Oh dear. You might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, this whole thing's turning into a circus.
Mr. Naruhodo. Naruhodo. Something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off.
Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato.
It's just 1 or 2 keywords in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some keywords in his deductions. Turn them about, you could say.
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
But precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. Ah, this man is a lot of work. At times I wonder how anyone puts up with me. It's not that funny. Ah, and you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists?
Hey! Well, where are your your handcuffs.
Huh? How did what? I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction.
He's free!
He can fight!
I don't believe it. Mr. Shums, you are a marvel.
And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we're finished.
I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this.
So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes.
So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott. Obviously, what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now, we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You're on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport.
Now the new game mechanic come here. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either.
Which means, I suppose, that the deduction's wrong.
Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this?
It's because you're the protagonist, obviously.
And she's only the snarky 16-year-old assistant. Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for? Alright, we have a beard. Oh! Hello! Golden locks! What the? What's this?
It looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks.
No, the colour isn't the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Roylott's head? And how is it growing out from underneath his thick black hair?
Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising.
Something's definitely not right here.
Yes!
Yes!
You're on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose.
Ding!
Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. Oh! You're not a man at all. You're a woman! And judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one's still very much in her youth. Oh no!
Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected.
The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I should say. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise, Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts with Mr. Sholmes.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. I am. This is strictly business.
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman.
Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes.
Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've not either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best.
It's the other side.
Yes!
The article about the ballerina.
The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right. You hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. I swear I just heard something. The sound happened, like, right behind me. In which case, it might have happened outside. It sounded like something had burst. Or blown up in the distance. It would appear we're finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina, Miss Nikolina Pavlova.
Ah! Is she okay?
Oh, thank goodness it landed in the hat.
Baby! She's just a little baby. You're right. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. A ballerina on the run. Solved! Now, topic 2. Well, she can't have kidnapped herself. So what is she actually doing?
Now, as for my second conclusion, you are at this very moment on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. I don't know why I keep wanting to say eyes astray. I guess because of the double consonant. And my brain's like, there has to be a vowel in there. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently, and honestly, than the mouth. There, so we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case.
Oh, really?
This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes?
Stop it! Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman's up to. You're gonna make me blush! And in front of Mr. Sholmes!
Look at that! A tiara!
Oh, I didn't need to actually do that. Wow, look at this dazzling tiara.
I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Naruhodo-san, try it on!
What? Me?
Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras?
Wouldn't you prefer to try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently.
Let boys wear tiaras. They're cute.
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara.
I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you've committed is theft.
Oh no!
Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you.
Ah! I have no one. No family, no friends. I'm all alone and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me.
This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
All right, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now.
Come, let us not be hasty.
What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You staunchly refuse to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I've ever laid eyes on them. Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf.
The what?
He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Shums is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true. But still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase.
Alright. Rules of passage, a small picture. Small picture? Let's have a look at it. This is a charming little picture, isn't it?
What is it? Someone climbing up a steep mountainside?
Or descending one, it seems to me.
When you've been on the flat sea for a while, maybe you start seeing hills and mountains and everything.
No, that's not it.
Wait, no! I remember what it is. The rules of passage.
Yes!
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time. But no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case... is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet! Look at those smirks. Adorable. Possession of a prohibited animal. Solved. Deduction complete. Elementary. Yay. We solved the mystery. So clearly you aren't who you said you were.
No, I am not Grimsby Royalot. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct.
You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Buria is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet, to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me.
I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to... how do you say it? Disgust myself? So no one would recognize me? As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all of my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. He's still mad about that.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing?
There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew.
Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us in as much detail as you can muster about the events of last night.
Yes, all right. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, wasn't it something, Mr. Sholmes's great deduction?
It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. And one more thing. Just one more thing. Just one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes, what? Observe your wrists. Oh no. My...
God damn it! Your hands are cuffed again. What? But how?
True to my word, I've restored your shackles. He is no longer free, Chad.
Oh, when? And why? And how? There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Shikata wa nai wa.
Can't it really?
Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Miss Pavlova, what happened last night?
Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night? Oh, we're just opening with that one? Okay.
One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast.
The man who died, he was a friend of mine.
Oh,
That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night?
perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example. Perhaps people talking?
Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Sholmes. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened.
Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me.
Oh, I see.
Running away.
You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovich Ballet?
Yes. I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life.
You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder.
But the tiara is mine. I need it to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovich Ballet gives us only a little food and water. And we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes. And the crew of this ship, they've all been kind to me. They let me come on board and they said I could hide in this cabin.
If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum.
Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Me? Oh, well, Yes, of course. What? I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but...
Conundrum.
Miss Pavlova, allow me to propose you a riddle. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the belly. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Buria stopped by no port last night.
Oh, that's it, of course.
So how is it, pray, that you came to be aboard?
Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard.
That's right. That is not your business.
Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage.
Sorry? What was that?
It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens because I am an angel.
Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid.
Mr. Shums once said, I never can resist the touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same.
A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. Right now. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, in fact.
Yes, Mr. Showy.
Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova's going to tell us what really happened.
Friend. So, the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage. Oh, please don't tell. Don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious...
Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. Don't scare her. So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes.
But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it?
Maybe an adorable little rabbit?
Hey!
Ah, you credit Russia as a land with small rabbits, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then? You may well ask. I've no idea. You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerinas' friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken.
Really? It's not a chicken.
Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call, daily fresh eggs. 1, that's a rooster. 2, eggs come from hens. And when adversity strikes, it could satisfy the needs of sustenance. I would not eat my chicken friend. Well, no, actually, I would. I would thank them for their sacrifice. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. What can we show her? Wardrobe.
Speckled Band.
This is the diary of my friend who passed away.
His diary?
Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then, a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m., what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator's grill.
A speckled band? I don't understand.
It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall.
In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything.
Uh-oh. Excuse me, Mr. Rylot. Yes, what? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once, please. All right, I will come now. What? You must leave now. Oh, no, it's fine. Don't mind us.
Yes, please, don't worry yourself, Mr. Rylot.
Get out! The passenger said out, or you want me to throw you out? It looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later.
What a pity. Pity, pity, pity.
And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. This is doing wonders for Ryunosuke's back and neck.
To be continued.
Yes, I shall save my current progress. Where am I? There we are.
Save complete. But I feel like now is a good time to settle down for the night. We got some good progress in. So, Monday, I continue my Spamton quest. I don't know how else to put it. I'm gonna keep trying to fight him till I win. I'll do it. Not clickbait, real. And then next Saturday, we continue the investigation of this weird speckled band. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have a good have a good time zone. And I'll see y'all then. Take care of yourselves. Good night.